being joined by Darrion Caldwell. Once again, we'll begin with a few questions from the media. Gabriel, your line is now live.
Hey Darrion, it's good to see you again.
What's up?
My question, you're coming back to the bantamweight division. You've gotten to see now, Juan Archuleta win the belt, and then now recently Sergio Pettis. Because you left, how much were you watching these guys prior to making the move back down?
I've always just kept my eye on these guys since Sergio came into the division. Um, Obviously, when Juan came in, I was a champion, so I knew he had his eyes on me. He was working his way up, but um, when I when the opportunity presented itself for me to jump into the tournament last year, right before I lost my belt, I was kind of bittersweet because I wanted to, redeem myself there, but you know, different callings called, and I had made a sacrifice to jump in that tournament, and so for me, I've always considered myself the best guy at bantamweight, regardless of what was going on down there. It was just duty called me at 145, and I just happened to be world class 45er as well, and so I think guys could consider me a 45er when really, I'm a 45er, but definitely the 135-pound king.
Physically, how do you feel coming back down to 35 after, you haven't had to cut that extra weight in a while and your training's been different for 45?
I mean, it definitely lifted a lot of weight off my shoulders, not having to focus on weight. But more than anything, it's not really about the weight. Um, I just had to, I stepped away. I mean, we were able to fill out the division, when I was there. It was, I was winning, I was defending my title, in a minute and 15 seconds, blowing through guys. So now that we have a bunch of guys down there that are, real names, they're real studs down there, and can't, I'm being, if we're being 100% honest, with a pool like Horiguchi and the champion Archuleta, or the former champ Archuleta, and the now champion Pettis, those are real studs. So for me to be at 45 and for that field to get filled out like it did, it just puts things in perspective. I'm ready to go back down and clean house again.
Jim?
Jim Varsalone with Miami Herald. Curious for you, how did training go for this one? Did you, because of that, in your answer, your last question, did you train with anyone differently for this one to get ready for it?
Yeah, I changed gyms, completely moved my life to Southern Florida. Um, I'm out in Deerfields at Sanford MMA, training under Henry Hoof, um, Greg Jones, Jason Strout, just to name a few. We have, tons of, you know, world-class coaches, world-class athletes, a world-class facility. I always say, since I got there, I come from, Division I sports, where the training facilities are world class. You can go get an ice bath after practice, and you know, for a while in my last 10 years in MMA, it was real hard to find that. You had to go to a different facility just to get some maintenance work. So to be able to have everything under one gym, be able to get treatment and get nutritionists and get meals all under the same roof as that you're training, strength and conditioning. It just makes everything a lot easier. So the move down to Florida was smooth.
And in the follow-up to that, because Sanford MMA is a one-stop shop, it's a beautiful facility down there, and what they're doing, just everything like you said, you're able to do at one place. What has the transition been like in the sense of just world-class trainers, world-class fighters? Greg Jones, unbelievable wrestling background, and Henry Hoof, a lot of people obviously know Henry's background and what he's been able to do. For you in making that transition, what was the decision-making process for you? Has it been an easy transition for you?
Well, I don't think. I think that transition stage is always rough, but it was easier because of the guys that were put in my corner, the people around me. They make it smooth. So I didn't even realize I was in a transition phase. I just happened to move, and I jump right on. I hit the ground running. Start training. Train hard. Been training hard. And it's easy to fall into that space where where I was in my last previous fight, where I get up on Saturdays, and just because we're in quarantine and I got amateurs to train with, I don't make that Saturday practice. I don't get up and put the extra miles of work in. It's easy to do that, when when you're around guys that aren't motivated, coaches that aren't as motivated as you with the same goals, And so when you surround yourself with guys that have ambition on bigger things in the sport, it just puts things in perspective and push, like, it just basically ignited me and put a fire under my ass, make me want to work harder. I just been grinding ever since I got to South Florida, and I mean it's a credit to everybody around me, but obviously I got to get up and do it myself. So I want to thank me too.
Well, very good. All the best, Darrion, and a lot of world-class fighters down there, man. You got a good place to train.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you.
All right, Michael.
Hey, Darrion, how are you?
What's up, Mike?
Everything good, man. I wanted to ask, how do you prepare and put yourself mentally and spiritually back on track to be back for that bantamweight championship?
Well, had to set new goals, After that setback in November, I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out what exactly it was that I needed to do to get back on top. And one being going back down to 135, another being a change in gyms, another being just an overall change in lifestyle. I completely moved my life, my dogs and everything to South Florida. So that sacrifice, it always just makes me more hungry. Having a new outlook on things, waking up next to the beach, is just a different feeling.
Thank you so much for your time.
Sergio.
Hi, this is Sergio from Fighter Path MMA. How are you doing?
What's up, Sergio?
So you've had a couple of rematches in your career, and you've had mixed results. Obviously, you lost to Kyoji Horiguchi, but you also have a win as well against Joe Taimanglo. So, what lessons can you apply from those rematches? What can you take from those rematches and apply to this one here? Obviously, there's a bigger gap between these two fights.
Well, every rematch that I have had in the previous, I always believed that I was coming out better than this first fight, So I can imagine him coming out feeling that way, but in the same sense, I'm coming out feeling that way as well. So I think you're going to see a better me that night come Friday. I think you're going to see no difference than the first fight.
Our next question comes from MMA Breeze.
Hey, Darrion, it's Breeze with the MMA Breeze. Sanford is such a complete gym, so deep in talent. You're not the only guy to make the full-time transition there this last year. Why did you choose Sanford, and were you looking anywhere else?
I chose Sanford because we got great coaches, great training partners, great facilities. When I look to my right, I got Michael Chandler training hard over here. I got Nick Lentz screaming in my ear while Henry Hoof's over here, making sure Anthony Johnson's on point, So just have that around you, puts everything in perspective. You can't dog anything, you got real dogs in the room, you got real killers, and if you want to stand out, you have to be a killer yourself. You got to be a real dog yourself. And so my goal is always been, wherever I go, is to stand out. And so I'm here at Sanford. I want to bring a belt back to the gym, and solidify my name here at, in Southern Florida, and continue my legacy here at Bellator. That's always been my thing, is be the best Bellator bantamweight there was. So continue to make strides toward that.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, one or two more here. Ronald.
This is Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Darrion, how you doing?
What's up, Ron?
Hey, man, I can't complain, man. And just quoting from what you said on Instagram, you said your road to redemption and it's beginning of a whole new chapter. So in your words, what do you mean when you say start to begin a new chapter?
Well, road to redemption for me looks like me getting my title back and keeping it. It looks like me coming off a setback, righting my wrongs, and blowing through this division. I should have been a king since 2018 when I first won the title. I had a setback, and so now I'm here to right my wrongs, and I'm here to redeem anything that was either taken from me or that I lost.
Last question comes from the line of Head Kick Audio.
Hey, what's going on, Darrion? This is Steve from Head Kick Audio.
What's up, Steve?
All right, so given that you're a former champion at bantamweight, how many fights away do you think you are from another championship fight to reclaim your belt?
I think if I go out there and have a great performance, if I go out there and put this guy away the way I should, I don't see anybody in front of me, you know. There are some great fighters here at Bellator. I think it'll be a cool experience to mix it up with with all these guys at 35, because I mean we got a lot of talent, but I don't think there's anybody ahead of me after I go out there and blow through this guy.
All right. Appreciate the time, Darrion. Good luck on Friday.
All right, thank you.